No, seriously, I'm just kidding. Hi, my name's Rick Robinson. I am the general manager of KLRNradio.com. We are probably the largest independent podcast network that you've never heard of. We have a little bit of everything, and by that, what I mean to tell you is we have news, pop culture, special events, conspiratainment, true crime, mental health shows, drama productions, and pretty much everything in between. So if you're looking for a new podcast home to grab a little bit of everything that you love all in one place, come check us out. You can find us on X under @KLRNradio. You can find us on our Rumble and our YouTube channels under the same names. You can also find us at KLRNradio.com and pretty much every podcast catcher known to man. So again, feel free to come check us out anytime you like at KLRNradio.
Ready to learn some medieval combat, kiddo?
You bet, Dad. Let's do this.
You know, spending quality time with your kids is important, but finding a fun and safe way to do it can really be a challenge. That's where halberds come in. Halberds are the perfect way to bond with your kid while teaching them about history and physical fitness. Plus, they're a blast to play with. So next time you're looking for some family fun activity, grab a halberd and get ready to make some memories.
Come on, Dad. Round 2.
Halberds, bringing families together one medieval battle at a time. This commercial brought to you by the KLRNradio.com Ad Council.
Front Porch Forensics deals with the darkest corners of human nature. This show contains graphic discussions of murder, violence, and the brokenness of the human soul. Listener discretion is strongly advised. But if you choose to stay, well, family, pull up a chair on our front porch, but know it gets real dark here real fast. Front Porch Forensics deals with the darkest corners of human nature. This show contains graphic discussions of murder, violence, and the brokenness of the human soul. Listener discretion is strongly advised. But if you choose to stay, well, family, pull up a chair on our front porch, but know it gets real dark here real fast.
I listen to a lot of true crime. I listen to it at night. I like the girl talk. It makes me feel alright. I like scary stories in the morning, and I like them at night. I like the girl talk vibes. They make me feel just fine. I listen to a lot of true crime.
All right. Welcome back to Front Porch Forensics. This is our first show in probably about a month now. It has been a super crazy time for us here lately. We have found out that it gets pretty busy in the springtime for us here at the Bump Stock compound. So we are working through double checking some sounds things, making sure everything's good, making sure people can hear us, everything's coming through okay. So bear with us a little bit. It may sound a little chunky at first, but we will definitely get it dialed in here shortly. I want to welcome back all our KLRN radio friends and family. We should be streaming live on X, on YouTube, some Facebook, things like that. The chat is always live and open, so please join the chats. We will be monitoring them to make sure. So we're looking through. I said join the chats if you can hear us fine. If you heard the intro and the And the intro music, please let me know because that's what we're trying to figure out if it's coming through or not. Not, like I said, I'm just not sure. It's hard to tell what's going on there, but so we'll roll into it. We're going to jump in. I am Bumpstock Ken, your host, and Alan says audio is fine, so we're good. I am your host and producer, and I'm struggling producer. If I don't do this every week, I lose touch, I get rusty, and it shows. My apologies. But I'm here running the controls a little bit, trying to get everything going. Here with me, as always, is your hostess with the mostest, Bumpstock Barbie, and she wanted to make sure that we come back, and since we've been gone for so long, that this is a proof of life show. As you can see, she's looking great. Um, Voice is a little sore, so she may not be talking too much, but they're hostess with the mostest. See? She's going to wave. So everything's okay. So what would you like to talk about this week? You
Do you mind if I sit in?
oh, yeah. I didn't. Okay. Let me make room for you.
I mean, is that okay?
Yeah.
I have to
There you
move
go.
stuff. Well, at least my doppelganger doesn't take up much room.
A lot less room than the dogs. There is the wonderful and vivacious and lovely and slightly terrifying Bumpstock Barbie. You'll need these later.
I'm gonna take them off of Bumpstock Boo here.
Bumpstock Boo, old bones. Thank
let
you.
you
I'm
plug
glad to
those in.
see some of the folks on the chat are dropping in, which is cool. The chat apparently is right over your face, so that's pretty cool. I won't keep that going.
That's okay.
Is that the Tiny Tyrant? No.
It is her shirt, though.
It is her shirt, yes.
That's another update we can do. That's why we're all matching.
Andrew said, I'm going to need her to move on her own. As you can see, everything's cool. We are back. We're both alive.
It's just been pure chaos this month.
I tell you what, man. Apparently, I don't know how to Bumpstock Baker.
We have shirts now.
Yeah. The Bumpstock Baker is alive and well, plenty busy. And I tell you what, spring, May, especially, dude, super crazy with weddings and graduations and baby showers and
Teacher appreciation, Mother's Day.
teacher appreciation.
I've been glued to my stand mixer
It's
all
been
month.
this month's been busy.
This is like one of the first times I'm not covered in flour and powdered sugar.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, don't make. I don't want to sound like we're ungrateful. Obviously, we're not. Love the fact that we're being busy, but man, I tell you, busy is not saying enough. I mean, it is. It's been crazy busy.
Yeah. Mika, will you be quiet?
I
don't think I have room for you up here, bud.
There we go. That's better. No, there's no room for the dog this time. There, that's better for the chat. All righty. So I wanted to touch back with Bumpstock Baker. What started your Bumpstock Baker move?
Really and truly, that was just me watching all those like cookie decorating videos, and I realized that the cinnamon vanilla sugar cookies that I make, they always hold their shape really well. And I was already doing icing on them, and I was getting fairly good. So the more videos I watched, the more I was like, I'm gonna try that.
Right.
And then there was Cookiegate. If y'all don't know about that, my little 60-year-old stalker tried reporting me to the health department and the IRS in the last year, which failed spectacularly.
Well, and it still is. You do these cookies for friends and family, the church people,
Yeah.
from friends at school, and you don't charge. I mean, there's not like a what's it called, a menu list or a set price list or anything on
No. I
there.
say usually friends and family, I'll flat out tell them like we did for our niece's second birthday, and I would not let them pay for anything. Did the wedding for our church friend just a week or two ago. Didn't charge them for anything. Would not let them pay for anything.
Andrew
So
says she started baking because she had to dispose of extra body parts. No, that's the barbecuing.
yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah, I run the grill and the barbecue, the smoker. Andrew, this is why I don't share my fruitcake recipe. Is he the one we got the fruitcake from?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I want another one of those if you make one again. That thing
He
was,
does them every year, so I'll make sure he sends us another
man,
one.
that was good. But yeah, this is a cottage. Now it's an actual cottage business
Yeah,
because
it's
you
under
had to
Alabama cottage law is what it
because you
is.
had to
Yeah.
get that your licenses and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
I'm
and-
certified through the health department. Like everything is above board.
and Soylent Green. Mhm.
We even have reported earnings that were below the IRS threshold this past year. So I
Yeah,
mean,
if we actually wanted to make this a thing, we could use this as a write off because we
Yeah.
would turn in all our because you
I
don't
could probably even get
understand.
a tax code to buy the flour, the sugar,
Yeah.
everything I need for it. So
But that's the thing; it's never meant to be a business. You wanted to do this
because it's fun.
because it's fun. You actually get
Yeah.
enjoyment out of it, and people
Like I
have
love learning new techniques and everything. It's a lot of fun for
and
me.
people have made donations and given us money to you for your cookies, and you've sold cookies. What's funny is since you had to get your license and come up with a brand because that was part of the cottage laws
Yeah.
here
I
in
had to
our
actually
state,
name the
yeah,
thing.
then we decided why not. So now, because somebody was being an idiot, spoiled teenager idiot online,
I don't use the word very often, but she was a very see you next Tuesday about
Yeah.
it.
so because she thought she was getting us in a gotcha, it actually turned out to benefit.
Yeah, Cookie Gate actually
Yeah.
was a boom for us.
It actually turned,
It was very nice.
and golly, it showed this spring, guys. We have been,
Going non-stop.
yeah,
Like literally, I have not stopped this entire month. The past few days, because I made my last delivery, last Wednesday?
was it
It
Wednesday?
was Wednesday night, I think, because I was originally going to meet her Thursday, but we decided on Wednesday
Yeah.
because I was done
Yeah,
and
'cause you
had them
finished
boxed
them.
up. So met her in town and everything, delivered those, and that was the last delivery for this month. I do have one more graduation thing coming up in June, but that's just because they're going on vacation since he graduated.
Right. So you still have more to do.
Yeah,
But they
but not
just
very much. I don't think they want, but like maybe 24,
they're
25.
doing their graduation party when they return from their
Yeah.
trip. So
But they're good friends of ours too, and I always tell them because we did their daughter's baby shower last month. So I even told them like, no, like y'all have helped our family out so much. Y'all do not get to pay us for this.
Mhm.
Like what?
that's the same deal we made with most people.
Most
Like
people
we
that
do
we know, yeah.
kind of the barter thing. It's like, no, this will just be our gift
I
to
was about
you.
to say that's exactly how we got these shirts from another
Mm-hmm.
friend of ours that does them and everything. Like I did the cookies for her 2-year anniversary of her store
Well,
opening.
I'm going to plug Bump Stock Baker. You go on X at Bump Stock Baker, and you see these shirts we have. I showed you. We'll show another picture of it later. And if y'all are interested in supporting us, all those funds will basically pay for the shirt because we don't make them ourselves.
Mhm.
It'll just be fun for y'all to advertise if you want to.
Yeah, and it'll help out another local person here. So
I'm not going to say a price yet, but I'd guess somewhere between $20 and $25.
yeah, we plan to talk to her very soon. Because we also want her to do shirts for this show.
Oh yeah,
So
well that's what I was going to get at.
yeah,
But these will be colors can vary, but it'll be on the shirt
Let's say
and on
we've
front
got
and
the-
back.
the rolling pin, the AR-15, and the whisk.
hmm And we'll get a better picture, and you've got to at Bump Stock Baker on X, and you'll see the design. I mean,
I pulled straight from
Yeah.
there. I cannot think of his ad handle right now, but he's the one who came up with all this, and
Mhm.
I sent him cookies in exchange for
Yeah.
that. So,
But if y'all are interested in the shirt, just DM.
one of us will get in touch with our girl. So,
Yeah, DM Laura at Bump Stop Baker or on Bump Stop Barber, either way. Let us know sizes and whatnot if you're interested. We'll get you a firm price, and if you're still interested, we'll set you up with one.
yeah, we're going to talk to her about maybe merchandising and everything, helping us out with that.
Just
But
some shirts.
I say that's just ideas floating around that we've got
Yeah,
right now.
we
so
may get some
nothing firm.
some other shirts for Front Porch Fringes as well.
Yeah.
I know at klrnradio.com, there's already quite a bit of merchandise there.
I say we've got my blanket, and
yeah.
we have actually an ornament that goes on our tree.
Christmas ornament. and
So,
all.
but they have it for like almost all the shows.
I was going to say
have some
there
kind
is,
of merch.
if you go to klrnradio.com and go to their store, you'll see merchandise, coffee cups, shirts, all kind of stuff for a plethora of other shows. So please go check it out there, and go check them out too. Don't let's take business away from them at all. But we're just, we just had this done up as well. So
I say this was mainly just because the Tiny Tyrant and Daniel help me make deliveries sometimes. So I was like, hey, it'd be kind of cool to actually have shirts for all of us. I have business cards back there in the desk, so with these logos on them.
yeah. So anyways, that's just a
That's
shameless.
why we've been gone too.
That was a shameless plug for Bump Start Baker, and also the reason why we've been so absent. And maybe this time next year we'll take the month of May off again. I don't know.
Say if
We'll
it gets
see.
that busy again, then we'll probably
I
have.
do
to,
have
then.
something. I hadn't talked to Rick or anybody about this yet. I think it'll be okay because it's going to be part of the Front Porch family or our Front Porch brand, I guess.
Yeah.
We got Front Porch Fringes, obviously, and on the nights where you're unable to, and it's just me, I'm toying with the idea of doing a solo show called Front Porch Frights.
Yeah.
And it
the
would
kind of folklore,
yeah, it'd
especially
be
around here.
heavy folklore, kind of the creepypasta type things, and it will be.
I've written some of those stories, or I've created some. Because remember, I did those like bedtime stories.
Yeah,
for a little while,
and it is be like, and I'm not trying to step on any shoes or any toes or nothing, because I know we got Juxtaposition, which is an amazing show. And this would be.
I say they cover everything, cryptids to aliens.
Yeah,
like,
this
all
would
kinds
be
of stuff.
basically just a selfish, what I want to talk about, just very my kind of taste of basic. Oh, look, it's going to be Bigfoot, all right? And there'll also be ghost stories, things like that. And it's not going to be it's not going to be like an every week show. It's just when you're not available,
right?
Just a fill-in show. Might be 3 a year. I mean, it's not going to be anything crazy, but just something we're toying with. We might make a. We might be able to come up with something, but
and you and our
but I
friend.
definitely don't want to be creeping into Juxtaposition territory.
Yeah,
and like I said, I don't want to step on any toes at all, Andrew. That's for sure.
But
it's just to fill time. And hey, I may get those guys and have them joining. We'll just have a
round table
like that. I don't know. It's just something I'm thinking about.
But you're in talks with our sergeant friend about a show that he's been wanting to do. But I think that would kind of be more of a solo thing on his end.
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be a KLRN thing necessarily.
No. And
I mean, we can mention it to him, and if he wants to get in on that, then
it's still on the ground floor. It's just in this discussion about
he's been so busy too. So
what do you call it? It's the
he's
man culture.
He's still looking into like equipment and everything, and
the Super Bigfoot episode. Yep, and I think BZ needs to be on that too. BZ's got some Bigfoot stuff. But yeah, I mean, we got a lot of irons in the fire. But number one, I don't want to go head to head or mess up with KLR Radio.
I still need to talk to Jen about our idea. 2 Girls in a Tangent.
Yeah,
that'd be a fun one to do.
Doom is always a good subject. Yeah.
Hey, people always like to hear about stuff like that. So.
Yeah, we got ideas. We got the biggest thing is time.
Yeah.
Making time work out. So
Well, our tiny tyrant, she's now working. That's another thing that's been going on this month. She
Yeah.
started her first job.
She's at work tonight, actually.
Yeah.
Working till close.
She's going into her senior year in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got all that going on. Senior year's always got a
She
lot of stuff
got
to
to
do.
be captain of the color guard
Yep.
on her team. So
So
I'm
yeah,
gonna check some.
weekends, and I don't have my phone with
I know
me.
I'm gonna
so-
check some of the other chats and stuff. See how that's going.
Oh yeah, I forgot to pull up Facebook.
Ba-da-da-bow. So instead of just sitting here talking about just us, because I'm sure you guys will get bored of that.
I say we just wanted to give everybody updates because we have been gone pretty much this entire month. Again, just been so much going on.
We do want to kind of look into some of the headlines because there's been a lot going on. So we
True
printed out
crime-wise,
some.
like there's a whole bunch of
Mhm.
stories we can. Or I mean, it'll just be bare basics. Nothing really in depth this time like we usually do.
Yeah, just talking about it is all. I mean, I don't want to do anything. Let's see. We don't have a real deep dive. Yeah, we're KLRN
not
Radio on Facebook. We're live on KLRN Radio right now.
Okay, I
It
was about
didn't
to say
seem
I'm
to pick
looking.
up on yours, but
It
that's
did not.
okay. We'll get that figured out by next week.
Yeah.
But
I'll
right
make
now,
a post real quick.
right
so.
now we'll be live on KLRN Radio on Facebook and on X. We're live on Bump Stop Barbie. We're Front Porch Forensics and Front Porch Forensics YouTube. So we're out there plenty. And like I say, you can always find replay or our past episodes on any kind of podcatcher that's out there. Spreaker, I actually kind of dig that one. It's a good, clean, crisp sound.
Yeah.
And it's got everything on there, so it keeps up. So again, I don't want to make it sound like we're trying to branch away, but I love the KLRN Radio family. I don't plan on going nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to branch out a little bit and reach other things. So, all right. So let's kind of dive into a little bit of the headlines that's been going on this past few weeks. Just a few cases. I think we'll start with Alex.
We've got a bunch of stuff. So
Let's look at the Alex Murdaugh conviction overturned.
yeah, and that one's a pretty popular one. I mean, there's documentaries everywhere on it right now.
Is there?
Like Netflix, Hulu. I think everybody's got a documentary on the Murdaugh murders. Like that's been a really big one here lately.
Yeah.
the
Speaking
last
of
couple of years.
Speaking of those, what is it? We watched a good documentary tonight. We'll talk about that shortly
Yeah,
on Netflix.
for sure.
That's a really good one. But let's see. All right, it's a little dark. Sorry. Alex Murdaugh, the double murder conviction overturned. Alex Murdaugh, a once prominent South Carolina attorney from a powerful legal family, faced accusations of murdering his wife Maggie and son Paul on June 7th, 2021, at the family's hunting estate in Colton County. Colton County, where? Do you know what it is?
South Carolina. You just
South
said.
Carolina? Oh. Prosecutors allege he killed them to generate sympathy and distract from his massive financial crimes, stealing millions of dollars from clients at his firm.
Yeah, it's that whole case. There's so much about it, and we may do a deep dive on that at some point. But the wife Maggie shot multiple times with a rifle outside a kennel on some of the property. Paul was shot twice with a shotgun inside. Alex Murdaugh claims that he found them after he returned from visiting his mother. Evidence include he was very inconsistent with his timeline here. The data from his vehicle didn't line up. Financial motive was there. The trial was January to March of 2023. It was televised, became a media sensation. Like I said, you've got multiple documentaries across multiple streaming services on this case. The conviction sentencing guilty on 2 counts of murder so far, 2 consecutive life sentences without parole in March of 2023. He was already serving around 40 plus years for financial crimes after pleading guilty.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where that's kind of the background a little bit there.
On his first trial about the murders, did you mention it? What was he sentenced with on the murders?
I don't think we really covered that. Yeah. But I do think what do we have here? May 13th.
Yeah.
That was South Carolina Supreme Court. It was a 5-0. Overturned the convictions and ruled that Colton County Clerk of Court Becky Hill engaged in, quote, shocking jury interference.
Right.
Hill allegedly told jurors that Murdaugh was untrustworthy, influenced them during the sequestration, which when they sequester the jury, like they kind of put you up in a hotel. You can't contact anybody, can't talk about the case, all that kind of stuff. They isolate the jury so they're not swayed.
Right.
So she was basically guilty of like jury tampering.
Mm-hmm.
They found that out.
And that's the catalyst for getting it.
That ruling was
Redone,
overturned. The
yeah.
court called it a, quote, egregious external influence, denying a fair trial to him.
Right.
They also critiqued the extensive use of financial crime evidence in the murder trial. So they try to bring that in to the murder trial, which
Right.
to me kind of works since that would have been a financial motive here.
Exactly.
So I don't know exactly what you're looking up here. Yeah, Murdaugh is still in jail currently for the financial convictions.
All right, here we
Prosecutors
go.
do plan to retry the murder case.
Yeah, I found what I was
Yeah,
looking for.
he filed related civil suits. A retrial based on the evidence and everything could look very different. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah,
waiting on that.
I was reading earlier. It was 2 counts of murder and 2 weapons possession charges, plus the financial crimes,
Yeah.
resulting in a sentence of consecutive life without parole. So that's what his original
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, he had a lot going on.
We're gonna want these here.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a video
See
that
if
I
you can
took
plug it
from what's it called? YouTube. That I thought's interesting. I'm going to show that real quick. Get that going. Because I thought it was pretty interesting here. So
Days after that stunning reversal of Alec Murdaugh's double murder conviction, South Carolina prosecutors say he could now face the death penalty in his upcoming retrial. Joining me now with the latest on this case that has really captivated the country is ABC's Andrew Dimbert, along with Dave Ehrenberg, the former state attorney for Palm Beach County, Florida. Thanks for both of you for being here. But Andrew, I want to start with you because this case has garnered national attention. I mean, it's fascinating. It just seems never ending, all the twists and turns. So let's start with the former county clerk that's at the center of this retrial, because the state Supreme Court says she's the reason Murdaugh didn't get a fair trial the first time around. So what did justices say she did that influenced the jury?
So the justices essentially found that this former county clerk at the time, Becky Hill, improperly inserted herself into the trial and that she tried to influence jurors here. Justices coming to this decision unanimously and pointing to allegations that Hill made comments directly to the jury about Murdaugh's body language, the credibility of his defense. According to the Supreme Court ruling there, she was signaling to the jury that Murdaugh was guilty before the verdict came down. These are allegations, by the way, that Becky Hill denies. Murdaugh's attorneys, meanwhile, have long said that Hill pushed for this guilty verdict in order to sell a book, by the way, that was pulled over plagiarism accusations. Justices said that her conduct compromised the integrity of the trial, that everyone is entitled to a fair and impartial jury, no matter the evidence. So an important note here, it's not that the state Supreme Court is saying that Murdaugh is innocent or even guilty. He wasn't granted that impartial jury that's entitled to, and due to Hill's actions that she denies.
Yeah, and Dave, let's bring you in now, because as Andrew just mentioned, that decision does not make Murdaugh a free man.
Let me get that. There you go. So I don't know if y'all could hear all that or not.
So you had some of it. I guess when you pulled it up on your phone, there was like a double dialogue going
Yeah,
on
I couldn't
there.
tell if that was coming through on your ends or not. But what they were saying is that basically because of this retrial, he could now be charged. They could change his conviction from life and be charged with murder and be put to death.
Yeah.
That's what they're talking about doing now. So maybe this isn't a good thing for Alex Murdaugh, really.
Yeah.
Either way, I don't think it's going to change anything in the outcome.
Yeah.
The video goes on to talk about how it's going to be harder to find impartial jury because of all the news out there now, all the documentaries, all that kind of stuff.
Court of
that's been
public
made.
opinion stuff going
Yeah.
on.
So they said that's going to be the hardest part. I
They
don't.
may have to. I don't know if they can get a fair trial, so they may have to do like a change of venue.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they could change it to and not. I mean, it's worldwide now. So.
Yeah. At this point, everybody has heard about this case. Again, Netflix, Hulu, everybody's got documentaries about this. So
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. And of course, we'll update you if we see anything. A quick update on, I can't think of her name right now. The lady who was kidnapped out in New Mexico, the news anchor's mom.
yeah, I know. Like one of the last things I heard was she was like in the middle of one of her, news segments and everything, and like the producers in her ear and everything. She just went off camera like very quickly without warning and everything, and there was all kinds of speculation about that. But again, I've been so busy I hadn't been able to really look into that one.
They had a couple of things pop up, but they say it's called a could be a kidnapping. Basically, what it boils down to, there's no real changes. There's no real updates. There's no new evidence, but they're still working on that case.
Yeah.
Which is just shocking to me that nothing's been moving on that. So back to Murdaugh. We got hold on. Sorry, guys. We have him that's him there going back to court and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, he may have been better off never having this retrial. And so
Yeah.
I mean, we'll look
But
and see.
jury tampering's a big deal, so I get why they're doing it.
Yeah, if yes, going by the letter of the law, I understand what they're doing, but I don't think what she did would have actually changed the outcome at all.
Well,
The tampering with the jury in the way that she tampered with it.
I say constitutionally, you can't take that risk.
Oh, I
Like,
know. I mean,
everybody
they have
deserves a fair trial. So
They have to do it. Yeah.
yeah.
But we'll see how that plays out. Be interesting to watch. Doing the numbers right now, we got a little over almost 120 watching live. So let's see. We're gonna move to off of him to let's see. Murdaugh remains in prison on financial convictions. They're gonna retry the murder case. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we left off.
Mhm.
So
So
that's
this one,
about all the information we really have at this time on that one.
right?
But that was a recent in the news case. So
So this one's pretty. This one's gonna deal with an OnlyFans model.
yeah,
And did you see where like Jamie Presley and all these other actresses are starting to do OnlyFans?
I did see the one about Jamie Presley,
Shannon
Doherty,
maybe.
the one from
I don't know.
Charmed.
No, it wasn't her.
Well, she
Somebody.
was one of three. So
It was anyway. There's some. There's some others that's bigger names that's starting to do them, and they said that Shannon Elizabeth from back then. I don't know what she was in. I know what she looks like from the picture I saw.
I say I'm not bringing up a face.
I don't have it pulled up already or not. But
But yeah, a bunch of those stars are starting to do it now.
and what's what's interesting is that Shannon Elizabeth girl. She on the first. Let's see if I'm saying it right. I don't want to put her own name out there. Shannon Elizabeth, yeah, her.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
bunch
Yeah,
of like
let me see.
the
Shannon Elizabeth, 52 years old now. She was in American Pie, Scary
I was
Movie,
about to say
13
she
Goes.
was. Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say
who
like
she
the horror
is. Yeah.
movies is what I remembered. So and then
Um,
the
and then Jamie,
parodies of the
and
horror
then Jamie
movies.
Presley, and she's doing it. But the thing is, they're not even coming to find out they're not even doing anything like sexual or anything like that. It's not like the porn site part of it.
Right.
It's just fan engagement on a personal level. They used to do these things where you could pay an actor to like cut you a greeting or
Yeah.
you know your phone, whatever, a video greeting, all these kind of things personalized. Well, that's basically what they're doing now on
Yeah.
OnlyFans, apparently. But I thought it
I
was
say it's a more direct way of doing it.
and that's what they're
So
saying there.
yeah,
But I thought it was like straight up, you know,
they were gonna be doing porn.
yeah. 'Cause I've never, I don't know I know what OnlyFans is now, but for the longest time, I didn't know what it was. I think I even asked you one night what it was. But
See, if I
anyway.
did an OnlyFans, it's just like me wandering around talking to the dogs and cleaning things.
Baking stuff. So, OnlyFans mom pleads guilty for BDSM suffocating death. Let me get her picture up here. And no, it's not a dirty picture.
Well, yeah, we wouldn't show like that either, but
Uh,
not that kind of. Sorry, guys.
Andrew said, FPF going blue. So, well, that's her picture there, young lady.
Yeah, what, 32 years old, I think?
Yeah. So, Michaela Rilarsdam.
If I say that's a name. We are very southern. We don't know how to
Yeah.
pronounce that name.
32 years old, a married mother of 3 from California, and OnlyFans creator, was involved in the April 2023 death of a 55-year-old client from Escondido.
Yeah,
I'm not going to put his
Escondido.
name out there because I'm sure it doesn't matter.
Yeah. This dude did pay her over $11,000 for extreme fetish sessions filmed for her OnlyFans. She bound his wrists, wrapped him like a mummy in saran wrap, glued women's boots to his feet, sealed his eyes with adhesive, duct taped his mouth, placed a plastic bag over his head. I mean, when they say extreme fetish stuff, like that's pretty extreme.
I'm sorry, when you said wrapped him up in saran wrap, it reminded me of Kathy Bates and fried green tomatoes.
When she answers the door in saran wrap.
Yeah, when she's trying to spice up her love life with her husband, he comes home.
Well, she asked him,
wrapped
like,
up.
what would you do if I opened the door and nothing but saran wrap? He's like, I commit you to the loony bin.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what really
I
convinced
mean,
me. But yeah, this is very, very different than that.
glued women's boots to his feet, sealed his eyes with adhesive, duct taped his mouth, placed a plastic bag over his head. He was left unable to breathe for at least 8 minutes while she continued filming, and whatever. And doing her show.
It included using toys. We'll
Yeah.
just leave it at
And
that.
and continued her show when he was bound like
Yeah.
that. At what point? First off, I don't know what BDSM stands for.
Bondage and like sadomasochism or something.
I know what it is
Yeah.
because it's the leather people and
Like the gimp
the
suits.
dominatrix type stuff.
The sadomasochism aspect of it is you inflict pain on others.
Yeah.
Like they would be the just kind of the regular masochists. They wanted the pain inflicted on themselves.
I learned about sadists and masochists from Dr. Hook's "Freaking at the Freaker's Ball" song. So I know I've been educated with it. I know what that is. But 8 minutes. First off, obviously there's professionals that do this.
Yeah.
and they know what they're doing.
I'm
It's
about to say
like
they
any
know
other
what the limits
professional.
are, and there's usually
Yeah,
like a signal that they will give, or they will see somebody that they agree upon.
yeah,
Usually.
but like I said, there's professionals that know what they're doing and know how to do it safely.
hmm
Obviously, this woman did not.
No, I would say OnlyFans and everything. She was beyond amateur.
Yeah, I would
Like,
imagine so.
she did eventually call 911, and he didn't die until the next day from asphyxiation at the hospital.
Hmm.
So
So,
prosecutors emphasized there was no consent to airway obstruction.
well,
Then
I would like to see how that was proven.
I was about to say, like, if you want to be like lightly asphyxiated, if that even is such a thing, I would say that there is consent up to a certain point to that,
Mhm.
you know? But with OnlyFans, like, did she have any kind of like waiver that he signed? I wouldn't imagine she did.
No, I don't know. It
Because, I
says
mean,
she was arrested in February 2025 and charged with second-degree murder. And in early May of this year, she pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter, criminal negligence, and disregard for life, no intent to kill.
and to me, that sounds pretty fair.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, she's doing this for her OnlyFans. She was not trying to make a snuff film. She was not trying to kill this
Exactly.
person. She just was an amateur. She didn't know what she was doing for this kind of extreme fetish
Yeah.
that's out
It
there.
says sentencing is scheduled for June 2026, and with an expected 4-year
Around at
term.
least 4 year, probably.
The case raised debates on consent, safety, and paid kink, BDSM, especially asphyxiation play, and content creation responsibilities. Defense argued consensual elements. Prosecutors highlighted the negligence
And see,
during the
again, I
case.
can see the defense aspect of this because obviously it was consensual.
Yeah.
I mean, he agreed to do this for her to film,
See, the
but she
it's-
didn't. Again, she was not really aware of like how very, very badly and quickly
Yeah.
this could go wrong.
They said prosecutors emphasized no consent to airway obstruction. I'd love to see what they're basing that on. Where are they getting that information?
I was about to say, unless she had some kind of waiver that he signed, like, I don't know how they're going to prove that because
That's
obviously these extreme fetishes, like, he wanted this stuff.
mhm.
He agreed to this stuff. So I would say that the prosecution probably doesn't have a case on that aspect,
Right.
to me anyway.
That's why I was wondering
Yeah.
because obviously it's a plea deal that she's taking.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, if I were her, I'd probably do that too. Like,
Yeah. Honestly,
because I don't see how she would even be able to
I mean-
prove other than the fact that he was willing to be videotaped, that he was willing to go that far. So,
I'm interested to see what the people online might think, but in my mind, just listening to the case, golly, I mean, I don't know that jail time's the right answer necessarily for this. The-
well, they can't even really take her OnlyFans away because then that gets into her constitutional First Amendment rights.
Well, they should be. I mean, I'm sure they do some sort of probation type thing like that. but
Yeah. And
I don't
maybe
know.
she should do like waivers and everything
Yeah.
if she's going to continue down this path.
Yeah. I think if it was me, I don't know about this lady. Obviously, I hadn't looked at her stuff, but
I
I'm
say we're just
assuming
going by stuff that's in the news right now and
I'm
trying to.
assuming that if this was me and I was in this situation, I wouldn't do any more OnlyFans stuff like this. I think I'd be kind of
I'd
turned
be
off of it.
traumatized.
Yeah,
Like if it was me, I'd be absolutely traumatized.
yeah, for sure. But either way, I feel bad for the kids that's involved because he said she's a mom of what was it, 3?
Let me see. Married mother of 3.
Yeah.
What does
so
her husband think about this then?
apparently they were okay with it. I imagine she's getting a lot of money. People turn their heads away for a lot of money sometimes.
I was
Unfortunately.
about to say, I just don't see that ever being us. Like you turning your head away if I'm doing something like that. Like
No.
doesn't matter how much money I'm making. Like I just don't think it's worth it.
I know. That's why I quit selling feet pictures. stop selling all my stinky socks, you know.
Hey, you know, there's probably some people out there like trucker socks. Might be a big seller.
Hey, if they are, hit me up. I got to pay for meringue powder and all that crap.
It's just meringue powder.
Meringue. All right, so this one this one was kind of neat. I'm not gonna say fun, obviously. It's kind of it's a pretty dark one, really.
The documentary we watched.
No, Corey Richins, the Utah grief author, has been sentenced to life. Have I told you about this one?
I don't know. Where even are you?
Next page. Corey Richins. Let's see. Background. Corey Richins, 36, a real estate agent and mother of 3, was convicted of murdering her husband, Eric, March of 2022 at the age of 39 by poisoning him with fentanyl.
Well, that's no joke, but give them enough, at least they don't feel any pain.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there's something to be said for that.
She allegedly spiked his Moscow Mule. I like how they're very
specific about what he was drinking.
Yeah. With a lethal dose 5 times over the lethal dose. Basically killed 5 people with it. Prosecutor said she tried earlier on Valentine's Day via a sandwich. Apparently she can't make a good sandwich. Because that should have done it right.
I was about to say, fentanyl is no joke. So, I mean, no matter what you put it in, you put enough in it, it's going to work.
They said part 1 of the motive, all right, is life insurance and inheritance. Somewhere around over $4 million worth of life insurance.
At the bare minimum, but it could go higher than that.
But here's where it gets kind of weird. All right, this is where it gets really dark. After and I remember seeing videos of her online doing these interviews and stuff on the morning shows and all that kind of stuff. After his death, she published a children's book about grief.
That's just, I'm sorry, that's like insult to injury there.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah, she killed him, took the inheritance and life insurance, and then wrote a children's book to help her children get past the grief of losing their father.
Three children.
So unexpectedly.
To me, that's a whole new level of almost psychopathy there. This lack of empathy. Like, she obviously did not care about how it affected her children. She was thinking about how it could profit her.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only reason she wrote this book, and she did all the book tours and everything. Because until she got caught, she probably made a lot of money from it.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure she was. She was making the rounds, so she's making money off this. So this is convicted March 2026. This is the trial and sentencing part of aggravated murder and related charges, which are attempted murder, insurance fraud, forgery, I guess for all the paperwork and whatnot.
Yeah.
On May 13th, 2026, which was would be Eric's 44th birthday. The day of his birthday, she gets sentenced on it. She is sentenced to life without parole on the murder count, plus consecutive terms on the others. She did show emotional reactions, professed her love, and she plans to appeal the thing.
That's still psychopathy to me because they know what emotions are expected from them and they can imitate them superficially. So I think that's probably what we were seeing there.
Yeah. Well, the judge already told her basically good luck with that and tacked on that she cited her with as a danger to society. So there would be no.
Yeah, I would definitely say we're dealing with like antisocial personality disorder.
Yeah. So the judge already put in there, even when she says for the appeal, he went ahead and put a note in there that she's a danger to society.
If she feels like she could profit from something or become like famous about it, hell, take her kids away because she'll probably do something to them too.
Well, she's going to prison, so the kids are obviously been taken away, and that's what I hate about this is the kids involved in these stories. Like this.
I was about to say the last one was a mother of 3 too.
Yeah, I think that she may wind up getting. I don't know. I'm gonna watch the sentencing. jail time, perhaps. But I don't know. I would be okay if she didn't get jail time on that one, on the OnlyFans chick.
Yeah,
This one needs to go to prison.
maybe. Yeah, this one. Again, the other lady, I can see that absolutely just being an accident. Like she didn't know what she was doing with this kind of
Yeah.
fetish play, so I can kind of see that. I would say, negligence is in play here. Because I'm sorry, like once that man passed out, he went still. You had
Mhm.
to know something was going on.
Well, she had him bound so much, maybe he really couldn't move anyways. She just doing her
He's still
thing. But,
like that survival instinct kicking, and he's going to be doing some kind of movement to
but
try and
yeah, 8 minutes worth is what they said on
yeah.
that one.
And once he goes still after all this, you have to know that something has happened. Something has
Right.
gone very, very wrong. And if you're quick enough, like once they go still, because they pass out because of the lack of oxygen, they're going to pass out before they actually suffocate.
Hmm.
Once they go still, like that's what you probably should be paying attention to.
Right. Well, so she may have been wrapped up in her own little show. And I think
So,
either
yeah,
way,
I
it's
mean
tragic.
negligence for sure on that one.
And then this woman here,
I think that's just again.
Corey Richens.
I think that's antisocial personality disorder at play. That's what we would normally call psychopathy. Because to be able to cold-blooded like kill your own spouse, then write a children's book to help your own 3 children deal with the grief of losing him, knowing you're the one that killed him.
Hmm.
That's a complete lack of empathy. That's a complete lack of any kind of social structure that any normal person would adhere to.
Yeah, for no doubt. But the
I say, what you got up on the screen here?
getting out of that.
Oh. I didn't know if you had a video on that one you were about to play.
I thought I did, but I didn't see it in the queue, so I'm not going to try to
Yeah.
find it right now. We can do another show on it later. But just the mindset of that woman, my goodness. And seeing, that's what I was going to do, is go find some of her interviews on the morning shows,
Yeah.
because she's just so, I mean, she plays it so well. you
Well,
know?
and that's like another trait of these people. They absolutely know what's expected of them, so they're able to
Mhm.
imitate it.
Yep. All right, let's see. We'll move on to another one, another mom.
This one, Texas.
Yep. Texas mom charged with capital murder. Her name is Marlene Vidal. Would you say Vidal there? Vidal?
Vidal, maybe.
Vidal? Did I show the woman? Hold on. I think I did. What was her name? The one who wrote the book.
Corey Richens.
Corey Richens. That's her on there. That's Corey Richens. I don't think I put her picture up earlier.
I know it's a mugshot knowing what I know about her, but I just don't see anything in those eyes.
Yeah.
Like they always say the eyes are the windows to the soul. Those windows are looking into an empty room.
But yeah, before we move on from Corey Richens, the Utah grief author. Yeah, that's her right there.
Yeah.
That was a mugshot. So I thought but anyway, so moving on to the Texas lady, Marlene Vidal.
Yeah, Vidal.
Got the Volkswagen with the doors open. No, wait, that's her. My bad.
Oh, the ears?
Yeah. On May 16th, 2026, 34-year-old Marlene Vidal of Edinburgh, Texas, was charged after her children, Eliza and Adrian, Eliza was 6, Adrian 5, were found dead in a burned-out white Hyundai in the San Antonio warehouse parking lot.
Yeah, these kind of always get me, and I know we are going to do like a Mothers Who Kill series at some point, but it never fails to get me. I think that's why I'm so fascinated with them, because I am a mother, and I do not know how these women that gave birth, like, housed these children, felt them growing and kicking and all this kind of stuff, and you give birth to them and you start to raise them. I don't understand how they can do this.
Again, this was so recent. There's not a lot going on. I mean, not a lot of. There had been no trial or anything yet on this. She's just been arrested.
a dog walker spotted the burning car around 5, 6 a.m. Vidal was at the scene and had reportedly called the authorities herself. The children died inside the vehicle. Surveillance, her statements, and scene evidence pointed to her acting completely alone. Possible mental health factors were noted. Relatives allegedly had prior concerns and did seek help.
Yeah, I think they can take out possible. There's mental health
Yeah.
problems, factors there for sure. And the relatives allegedly had prior concerns and sought out help.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
man,
they
that's just
knew
so
that.
sad, you know? So sad. Knowing that the family, the relatives
I'm saying these are
knew
young
something was
kids,
wrong.
5, 6 years old, between 5 and 7, around there. Still little
But plenty old enough to know what's going on.
and feel everything.
Yeah,
Because I'm sorry, not dying of smoke inhalation when you set a car on fire.
right. Yep.
So that was a brutal way for her to kill her own children.
So she was arrested and charged with 2 counts of capital murder of children under 10 and arson. Her bond is set at $2.1 million. And in Texas, it's probably going to be death penalty or life without parole. Like I said, the case is super recent. Investigation is still ongoing, trial pending, all that. We'll keep an eye out on this as well.
To me, in situations like this, I almost say, even if there are, like, even with Andrea Yates and everything, obvious mental health issues.
Yeah.
Like Andrea Yates was obviously not in her right mind when she did it, but I still say I think that probably should have been a death penalty case. I mean, I may be in the minority on that. I don't know, but I'm sorry, killing a child, especially in such a brutal way, even with Andrea Yates, and we'll discuss that, her oldest son was one of the last ones, and he was begging his mom and telling her, I'll be good, before
Yeah.
she drowned him in the bathtub next to his baby sister. She was still in the tub.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, to me, that's death penalty. I don't care what mental stuff you've got going on, you know?
Right.
So I may be in the minority there, but I don't know. It's death penalty for me.
Well, it's in Texas. I'm sure they will seek the death penalty.
It depends on if the defense can
Yeah, it
argue
depends
effectively about
the mental health thing, and I'm not
Because
ups-
Andrea Yates, I think, was a death penalty case
I'm
originally.
not mad about them seeking due to mental health stuff, a life thing. But again, you don't get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's interesting to see. I would love to see the 911 call where she called about
We
it.
got the thunder coming in now.
The 911 call to see what she actually said and how because they said she reported it herself. I'd like to hear all that
Yeah,
too.
said there's surveillance and everything.
It'd be
so-
interesting to see what she says happened.
Do we know,
and go
was
from there.
she married?
I didn't say.
It didn't. I say all the information we have doesn't say if she was
No,
married.
it just says mom. It didn't say anything about being married or not.
I don't know. That's a brutal way. Those kids were probably absolutely terrified every second of that
Mm-hmm.
burning, and
So-
the pain. No, I'm sorry. That one's a death penalty case for me.
So we got one. It's a revisit, yogurt shop murder breakthrough. Again in
they're
Texas here.
actually, I think, what were we on last night when we were yesterday looking for a movie? I think it was like HBO Max or something. I saw a documentary on the yogurt shop murders. So I know there is like a recent one out there.
I didn't see that.
I think I pointed it out, but I think you were getting some coffee or something.
You got December 6, 1991 in Austin, Texas. 4 girls, Amy Ayers, 13, Sarah Harbison, 15,
Harbison, yeah.
Eliza Thomas, 17, and Jennifer Harbison, 17, were shot. Some were sexually assaulted, and the I Can't Believe It yogurt. That's the name of the place they have.
I can't believe it's yogurt.
Yeah. That shop was set on fire. This particular thing for a long time has said
It's been an
unsolved cold
unsolved,
case.
yeah.
Right.
So
There was a conviction early, but that was overturned, wrongfully overturned.
they've been working on that one.
Mhm.
I mean, 1991. I was 4 years old, so I've grown up with this case.
Right.
But they do that genetic genealogy comes into play, like all the ancestry.coms and stuff like that.
Right.
This comes into play, and that's actually how they got like the Golden State Killer. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that's how they got him. They got the DNA from vaginal swabs and under Amy's fingernails for sure. Ballistics identified Robert Eugene Brasher's, who I think died in 1999.
Yep.
A 380 pistol from the scene matched one in his 1999 suicide during a Missouri police standoff. And he was known to be a serial rapist and killer linked to 8+ murders across different states.
So they were able to tie
through that genetic genealogy stuff.
Yeah, his criminal history included attempted murder, the rapes. He was a bad dude. DNA and other evidence confirmed his involvement. Families finally received the closure after 34 years. But that's another one of those the forensics catching up. Catching up. I guess forensics techniques.
Back in 1991, like it was nothing like we have now.
Right.
Nowhere near the level we have today. So I mean, as much as I hate that this guy is not going to face justice for killing these 4 girls who were our daughter and her friends' ages.
Yeah, that's the group that
hangs out here all the time.
Yeah.
Like we know kids this age, and they're so vulnerable to us. Like that's why they're always welcome here for starters, because we'll protect them just like we would our own kid.
Yep, absolutely.
Like when you're here, when you're with us anywhere, you're our kids. Like we're gonna watch out for you. And I don't know. Again, with the kids, it always gets me.
And especially when they're that age. Let's see, we see.
Yeah.
We
see these kids all the time. Like
they'll be sitting on this couch.
Right here. Like we feed them. We watch movies with them. They'll hang out with us on the porch some nights, and we've had little like weenie roasting parties or make s'mores out there in the fire pit. So these are kids that should still be doing stuff like that, if not for monsters like that dude on the screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So yeah, like I'm upset, obviously, about those crimes because, I know. Well, okay, I probably imagine all the things that can go wrong way more than you do.
Mm-hmm.
So stuff like this is what I think of when our own daughter's at work. Like, what if somebody comes in there, tries to rob the place or something, and stuff goes wrong?
Right.
Like that's my nightmare.
You got to go fix the camera because your dog just kicked it.
Oh. Where are we
just
at?
Put him up because it's getting getting
thundery. I say it's thunder, and he does not do well.
We got a
thunder.
storm rolling in, so
we got storms rolling in. Like it's not going to stop raining for like 10 days.
She's about to put Miko
We're about to
up.
build an ark out here, guys.
But yeah, this guy, he is not going to get away with it that way. Okay. He's not going to get away with it. He took his own life, but his judgment's coming, from the man upstairs, from God Almighty. But this story's good because it gives the family closure. They'll be able to those questions of what happened and who done it is now answered, and they can get some closure there.
I still wish cases like this that involve children. I say still let the parents handle it.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Give mom or dad like 10 minutes in a locked room with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would like.
So moving on from these,
they probably still heard you even though you muted your mic.
Moving on from these kids, we're going to talk about another kid.
And this one, she's not a victim.
Well, they are victims that are kids in there.
Yeah, well 20s maybe, early 20s, but
yeah, you're still off a little bit on the camera, but
that'll be okay.
There's a Netflix documentary out right now that if y'all hadn't seen it yet, y'all need to go watch it.
It's making the rounds.
It's called The Crash.
we actually, our friend John, when I was asking for movie suggestions and everything the other day while I was like finishing up everything, needed something new to watch. He recommended this one to us. And me and him have been actually talking about this in DMs for days. Like, we are angry about this one.
Mhm.
It is infuriating.
It's very well done, but yeah, it's absolutely
Yeah, for sure. So for the background, it's this girl, Mackenzie Sharilla. She was 17 years old at this time?
Yeah.
I think the documentary may start when she's like maybe 15, 16, because we do hear about some of her past school experiences. July 31st of 2022, 17-year-old Mackenzie Sharilla drove her Toyota Camry at 97 to 100 miles per hour into a brick building in Strongsville, Ohio, killed her 20-year-old boyfriend, Dominic Russo, and a 19-year-old friend named Davian Flanagan. She survived with, fairly severe injuries. You can't drive at 100 miles per hour into a brick building and come out of that okay.
yeah.
You just
She
can't.
was definitely injured.
Oh, and she milked that for everything it was worth.
Don't let your resentment and hatred bleed through the conversation. We'll get to that in a minute. So let's look at the evidence in the trial. So there's clear, first off, when y'all get a chance, if you got Netflix, go watch this documentary.
It is well worth it. I mean, our daughter, who doesn't really even like documentaries, watched this one, and we had like an hour-long conversation all together about it.
And there's obviously videos. The car's black box tells the story, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, let's see. The no braking evidence.
That's the part. That's a piece I keep going back to
Mhm.
every single time. Like, I watched this like 4 days ago, and that's what I keep coming back to.
Yep.
Like, the car's little black box that like records everything. There was zero evidence that she touched the brake pedal at all. She just continued to accelerate down this
Yep.
road towards this building.
Yeah, the black box did record the steering wheel was moved back and forth, and the car was bumped into neutral at one point, and then dropped right back down into drive.
Which my theory is that Dominic and Davian were trying to stop her.
Yeah, that's not just your theory, but that's definitely where we land on that.
Yeah.
We agree on that theory. But yeah, that's they think that because Dominic was in the passenger seat, Davian was in the back seat.
Yeah.
But they found Davian up in the front seat with Dominic. So I think that they were both of them unseat belt. They didn't have seatbelts on, but they was trying to either turn the steering wheel or, since they couldn't reach the brake pedal, put it up neutral, trying to get her to slow down, but they couldn't do it.
No.
So, and then other evidence is prior relationship, or let's do this, scouting out the location, because her Life 360
yeah.
showed her at that location on that road before the
No, like
accident.
just a couple of days before, too.
But see, to me, I don't put much
Well, like
thought
you
into
said,
that.
like when we were all talking about it, you said that like because they were leaving a party at what, like 5:30 in the morning.
They were leaving a close friend's house who they spend all their time with all the time.
It was a very
anyways,
close friend group. So
going back to their house, which would be a normal drive for them anyways.
it was probably her normal route.
So I'm sure she's been down that road many times before.
Right.
So I don't put much stock into that. But now prior relationship issues with Dominic.
On and off again, very volatile relationship. Dominic was on record in text messages and just witness statements from other friends and like family members that he was planning to break up with Mackenzie for good.
Mhm.
But every time like they had broken up before and everything, and Mackenzie's text messages to him are damning, because
Yeah,
she
they're
was
pretty rough.
texting him like, you need to watch your back, you need to watch your house, watch your friends, watch your life.
Mhm.
This is what she's texting this boy. So, I mean, very, very volatile relationship.
Yeah, extremely volatile, extremely abusive. You know.
Yeah, the prosecutor, and I will disagree on this. Prosecutors are calling it premeditated, quote, mission of death. I don't think that's what happened based on the evidence presented and in the documentary and then what we've looked up. I don't think that it was premeditated at all
No, I don't
because she
either.
was asleep before they left. Other witnesses were saying, and Instagram pictures, all this kind of stuff that they were doing. She was asleep before they left that house. So she gets into her car. They get in with her. Davian, it kills me because he was actually not ever intending to go home with them. He was going to go home with another boy to work on his truck the next day or something. So Davian was there completely spur of the moment. It was his last minute decision to get in that car.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
I think that, and I think you kind of agree with me too, that Dominic, and again, this is speculation on our part. Dominic was planning on breaking up with her, and that Davian decided to go with him for support.
And maybe to help mediate, like keep
Yeah.
things calm.
The
And
tiny tyrant, that's the word he used, was mediate
Yeah.
between them. Because every time Dominic had broken up before, it would turn violent and angry and just
awful. And
belligerent.
okay,
and all that.
Mackenzie
So,
even called Dominic's mother one time, said, "Oh, he's grabbing the steering wheel and everything. He's acting crazy, all this kind of stuff." And my thought, based on the crash, this is not the first time that she was driving erratically with him in the car and he was trying to stop her.
that's on the flip side of that. Dominic or Davian one, I can't remember, had called. That was Dominic had called, in that his uncle doing the same thing, saying, "Hey, she's driving crazy," talking about driving the car and off the bridges and into pylons, all this
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Come get me. And he actually had his uncle out driving down the interstate trying to find him so he could pick him up because
I
he was
mean,
going
it's
to get out of
just,
the car.
but yeah, this one, I disagree with the prosecution personally that this was premeditated. Because that morning, like, she had been asleep at the party. They had been smoking, doing mushrooms, stuff like
Psychedelics,
that.
yeah.
She didn't have any of those shrooms in her system. She had
Well, according
no
to
alcohol. Like,
according to the other people at that party, they said that none of them did the mushrooms. They had them that night, but they
Yeah.
decided not to. They just sucked with pot.
yeah.
So,
All I know is the toxicology from when she was in the hospital. They only found like THC in her system.
and they even said that the THC, you couldn't really tell if she had smoked that night before. It was
Right.
still in her system.
And she
So,
had videos everywhere, Instagram, TikTok, everything. She was trying to become like a YouTube, or like an influencer
Influencer,
or
yeah.
something. She had so many videos of herself smoking pot while she was driving. So they don't think that it necessarily would have impaired her because she was so used to doing that.
yeah.
But again, I'm going back to the prosecution calling this a premeditated mission of death because I don't agree with that. She was asleep when they woke up and everything. It was like 5:35 in the morning. I think was some of the last information anybody ever got from any of their phones.
hmm
But I think that her and Dominic, like, he probably did try to break up with her in the car on the way home.
Yeah.
And things went hostile like they always do.
I think so too.
So I think that this was just basically a crime of passion type thing.
Well, let me read the court case on it. But then I want to we'll get through this, then we can talk about our theories on it.
Yeah.
All right. So, prosecutor called it premeditated mission of death in the bench trial. She was convicted of multiple charges, including 2 counts of murder, among 12 other felonies. She's sentenced to 15 years to life concurrent. First parole eligible in 2037, and she is at the Ohio Reformatory for Women, so women's prison.
Yeah. Well, obviously. But
Appeals denied. She had one in March 2026 for an appeal, but they denied that.
yeah, just a few months ago.
Mhm. The Netflix documentary came out. It's called, again, The Crash. It came out on May 15th. And that, of course, has got it all back into the news now.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting about this, The Crash, it features some of her interviews, which is the first one she's made public. And it's got prison interviews claiming that she was innocent, that she is innocent, that it was all an accident. They tried to blame it on medical conditions, multiple different medical conditions, things like that. At one point, they said, "Well, she might have passed out," and all this stuff. So, of course, none of that is seeming to
I was
hold
about to
any
say,
water.
I think it's BS, and we'll get into
Yeah.
that.
A former inmate described her as lacking remorse and wanting to be, quote, like Regina George.
The main mean girl in the movie Mean Girls.
Cool. I didn't know who that was.
Oh, yeah. Regina George was the blonde one, you know?
Weren't they all blonde?
No.
Which one's Mean?
Mean Girls
On
was the
Wednesdays we
Lindsay-
wear pink or whatever.
Yes.
You can't sit with us. One?
Yes. That's
Lindsay
Mean-
Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan was the one that like came in and everything. Regina George was the like the head of the plastics.
Is that the one that's got like I'm not like a regular mom, I'm a cool
Yes,
mom?
that one.
That's a fun movie. All right. So Regina George is the main
She was the
bad
head.
guy.
Yeah, she was
All
the
right.
head mean girl.
Is that the one that Stacey Dash is in?
Stacey Dash. No, that was Clueless.
Clueless. I don't know the difference between those movies. All right, so Stacey Dash has got OnlyFans too. I saw she was one on the list
Okay.
that popped up. So. Let's see. Let me get back up. So the former inmate described her wanting to be like Regina George. Her father faced job repercussions for participating in the Netflix documentary. I wonder why. And the family maintains it was not intentional, and the victims' families express ongoing grief, and they also say that she's full of it, that it was absolutely intentional.
Yeah, and okay, I wanted because you talked about like the family brought up possible medical conditions. One of them called POTS. If you'll look that up, I can't remember what the acronym stands for.
POTS?
POTS, like so. But they claimed that also claimed she might have blacked out or lost consciousness. But again, the little black box in the car says otherwise. Because if something like that were to happen, your body's probably going to relax. So her foot would have come off the gas. You would have seen a deceleration. There was none of that. She continuously accelerated. There was no tapping of the brakes. Nothing. The brake was not touched according to this system in the car.
Yeah.
Brake was
So-
not touched at all. Not once.
So POTS, I looked it up real quick. It is cookware and gardening.
No.
Deep round cooking vessels.
No.
Huh? That's not what? POTS. POTS. That's what you're wanting, right?
Yeah, like POTS syndrome or
Yeah.
something.
I got it.
POTS.
It's
but
postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome.
so tachycardia would imply like something's going on with the heart there.
Yeah,
Or
it
that would be
says,
like the limbs.
it's a disorder of the autonomic nervous system
Autonomic.
characterized by an excessive increase in heart rate, tachycardia upon standing. Yeah, apparently I got that. Dizziness, lightheadedness, fainting, extreme fatigue, and brain fog.
See, I'm sorry. Like even if she did have that, like if she had an episode of it, I guess the foot
Well,
would have probably
they
likely
said-
let up on the gas.
And they mentioned that. They said, well, she may have passed out because she claims there's no recollection of, and I think she's full of that as well. But arguably, fine. That much trauma, that big of a hit. I've been hit in football and can't remember the rest of the
Right.
game. So
I was about to say. I mean,
so fine. I'm not going to argue that point. She
Yeah.
can't remember the accident. But they said maybe she passed out on the drive and she lost control. Well, the black box
Yeah.
proves that's incorrect because not only
this was a curvy road.
if you pass out, you're going to go limp.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to apply that much pressure on the accelerator pedal. First off, secondly, the road had curves in it, so if you pass out, you're not going to be able to turn and maneuver
with the
those
road,
curves,
yeah.
which she did.
Yeah.
So
Like
there's
leading up, these curves were like right before they got to the building. It's,
so let's say she had some sort of weird form. Instead of going limp, she went rigid. Right.
yeah,
and her leg locked in place, that to explain the 100 mile an hour, that's fine.
And not touching the brake
But
pedal.
if you went rigid, you're still not going to be able to turn and maneuver. So she had control of the car.
Yeah.
So
She was the only one driving the car.
To me, that takes away any medical.
Yeah, absolutely.
Limp or not, it takes
Right.
away any medical stuff.
Yeah. Another thing that I could not stand were her parents in particular.
Oh yeah.
Because apparently this girl, they had no rules for her. She could do whatever she wanted.
Yeah.
School records show a history of disciplinary issues where she would just get very, very hostile and everything with her
Yeah.
teachers and other
They said
classmates. And,
her last day of school, she actually basically got kicked out and
yeah.
told to go home. Yeah.
But then, like, the teachers wrote in, like, letters of recommendation and everything for her saying, like, oh, she was such a good kid. Okay, well, her disciplinary record when she was with y'all says otherwise.
Yeah.
But then the parents, like, I swear to God.
Well,
our daughter is almost 17 years old.
Yeah, she's our daughter's age, basically.
Yeah, this girl, like, our daughter is way more mature than this girl is.
Yeah.
But even then, like, the parents were like, oh, she's mature for her age. So, of course, we let her move in with her, like, 20-year-old boyfriend.
Her 20-year-old boyfriend.
Like, absolutely no way are we going to let that happen.
Her 20-year-old boyfriend, who was Dominic, one of the kids killed, had his own place. He dabbled with Bitcoin and things like that. But he was also their drug dealer.
Yeah, he was the one that supplied everything.
Because they have text messages and stuff like that asking to buy off Dom.
Well, that and he was like the label hound, basically. Yeah. Like, was buying her all this high-end stuff. Like, you don't get that kind of money from nowhere.
But even Mackenzie's dad says that Dom never hurt for money. Well, yeah. If you've got drug money and you're playing the market too, then yeah, you got money. Money does not mean
you're
responsible.
A good person, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he had his own issues. He obviously did not deserve to die like this.
Lord, no.
Absolutely not.
Of course not. But I'm just saying that, and he's
like,
20.
Why would you let your 17-year-old child move in with this person?
He's 20, she's 17, and they had been together for 3 years at this point. And they were going to get married, so they said, oh, they can make good enough decisions and let her move in with him.
She's mature for her age.
And then you see her TikToks and all this. I think there was IG pages where she was doing
Instagram, TikTok, stuff like that. I don't think they really did YouTube very much.
Openly smoking, hitting the bongs, and
driving while doing
driving.
A lot of it.
The language is absolutely horrendous.
Now, the language not really a problem because, like, we were that age once too. I mean, I still have like a foul mouth.
Speak for yourself.
I have the vocabulary of a well-educated sailor even today, and I have to curb that a lot. So the language is not such a deal breaker for me. It's the drug use.
If I would have performed a miracle, I'd have been the first teenage saint. The way I am. So
you were the good
one. If only I was Catholic. But anyhow, but there was absolutely no level of responsibility with these kids.
I say apparently her parents had never told her no in her life, and you see that in her behavior from her social media and from the disciplinary records from her school. Like,
they even use that and the reason we're talking about is because they use it in the trial.
Yeah,
they use a lot of this stuff in their trial as well. We're not just piling
running
on
our
this
mouths,
kid.
like.
So the proof is there, and the parents, golly, I mean, I know they're probably struggling and so sad right now, but even their comments in the courtroom were just despicable.
Oh, the judge was actually shocked at some of the stuff the mother said. The judge was shocked.
But I actually felt bad. The other parents,
Davian's parents,
Dominic's parents, actually sat with Mackenzie's parents at the trial because they were completely lied to.
Oh, yeah, and that was another thing. When she woke up from the hospital and everything, and they finally released her, you know, she's still in like casts and everything, and I don't know who she even got to record it, but they're sitting out by his gravesite and everything, and she's just sobbing and everything. I'm like, who is recording this? Like, who even thinks to record something like that, to make that kind of video?
She
wanted the attention.
She was posting in the hospital. In the hospital bed. So, yeah. But, and even the inmates that knew her agree with that. They're like, no, she wants to start them from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the parents of Dominic were sitting with the parents of Mackenzie and during the trial, and as the evidence started coming out, they realized that they had been lied to about Mackenzie
Yeah.
for years. And he says that y'all are y'all starving the tiny tyrant
She is kind of about that big though, but she eats everything in sight.
to get a little red wig to put on her. No, the tiny tyrant eats.
She
She
eats
eats,
like
man.
a lot.
But yeah, this is bump stock. What did you say, Boo?
Bump stock Boo.
I call him Bonesy Bones. But anyways, our co-host. Real quick, is there a juxtaposition tonight? You can send that in the chat stream because I don't know if I need to stop dead at 9 or not.
I say we've covered all of our case notes.
No, you've covered what you want to say. I'm not been able to get to what I want to say yet.
I do that.
But anyways, the family of Dom, they realized that they had been lied to about this Mackenzie chick for a long time, and they said the next day of the trial, they sat across on the other side of the room. They realized that no next week. Okay, so juxtaposition will be next week.
Okay,
Sweet.
we'll keep that in mind then.
But watch The Crash on Netflix, and you'll see what we're talking about because it's hard to describe.
Yeah,
Just
and
the
if y'all do
levels.
watch it, like tag one of us in a post or something, because
We should do a watch party.
I want to know how we could do something like that. Actually,
just watch that, and you'll come with your own conclusions, of course. And I know that documentaries are always one side of the
Slanted,
story.
yeah.
So I want to say everything's allegedly, and that we're not casting judgment on her, but it's just the way we see it and the way we
perceived
believe it.
Yeah,
And this is what I think. You tell, like we was talking about the other day. You tell what you and the Tiny Tyrant was saying about the intent of that hit, because
yeah,
you and her saying that she hitting that wall at 100 miles an hour. You had mentioned at first, but I think you agree with me now.
I was gonna say once we were talking through it, yeah.
But y'all was kind of on the she wanted to end it all, to take herself out as well.
At first, I thought that it was a murder suicide, that she never intended to live through it either.
After we talked about it, because I look at everything to a fault logically.
Very, very clinical. I think that's why we balance each other, because on stuff like this, I'm far more emotional.
You get
than
mad
are.
at me a lot because lack of emotion. Extremely clinical and logically. Is clinical the right word for me?
Clinical would be, yeah.
Very logical on everything that I approach.
It sounds bad to say it maybe, but detached. But again, this is not like, you show plenty of emotion when it's people that we know, people that we care about and everything. But stuff like this we see on TV and everything, there is a certain level of distance there.
Yes.
And you're able to maintain that distance a lot better than I am.
Yeah, if it's someone that I'm kin to, or someone that I have known for years or whatever,
yeah.
that's close enough to be considered a kin, or like my dog, or even though I hate them, or like I spill some coffee or something.
He sings to the dogs.
I don't really show a lot of emotion. Like there will never, ever, ever be a celebrity that I will cry about.
I don't know. You got kind of upset about Ozzy.
Hulk Hogan
Yeah.
is the closest I've been to being, emotional about Ozzy Osbourne as well. But as far as you see these people wailing and crying, and
Oh yeah.
all these monuments taking off work to mourn people like this, I will never be that person.
I did cry when Robin Williams died.
Yeah.
But I mean, no, I wasn't going to take off work or anything. He wasn't family. Like,
Right.
I hated it, especially for his kids and everybody he left behind. And now we know why he did it. Like, of course, it's very, very sad, and I
But
was upset.
let's
But
say, yeah. Now, of course, there's some movies and whatnot that I'm not without emotions. What I'm saying,
yeah,
but I'd look at everything logically. Like this car wreck, just looking at the show, I didn't jump to any conclusions on it, and I try not to. But I don't think, and I think I talked you and Catherine into this as well, that it was ever going to be a murder suicide. I think that the way she hit the building, because um, the forensics of it shows that the brunt of the impact was on the passenger side
yeah,
of the building of the car. She
which
was
is
the
where
o-
Dom was sitting.
she was the only one in the car wearing her seatbelt, and you can look at the videos of her smoking and driving. A lot of times she don't have her seatbelt on, so it wasn't
Yeah.
normal for her to wear a seatbelt. So she had her seatbelt and everything on. The impact was on the passenger side, not her side. I think her being 17 and having that dumb 17-year-old mind didn't understand the physics of
Mhm.
that accident.
I'm about to say I have 100 miles an hour hitting a brick wall.
You see on movies these spectacular crashes and people walking away and all this kind of stuff. A 35-mile-an-hour accident will kill you.
Yeah.
Okay? So in her mind, she was going her seatbelt, her airbags, all this, the impact on the passenger side. I think she knew she was going to get hurt, but I don't think she realized it was going to be that bad, that intense of,
Yeah.
of injuries that she had, because it dang near killed her too.
I mean, a
And the
normal
other,
17-year-old probably wouldn't consider stuff like that, but this girl who has never been accountable for anything in her life, there's just an added element to I'm untouchable.
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
invincible. Nothing's ever going to happen to me.
Most
Nothing
teenagers,
I ever do is going to get me in trouble or get me hurt.
most teenagers have that Superman part of I'm not going to get hurt.
Yeah.
That's normal for
Yeah.
a teenager to feel. And then you compound that with the I'm untouchable because I never are held accountable for anything. And up to this point, the circle she had plus her influence, her lifestyle was surrounded by yes people.
Hmm.
They never told her anything no.
They never told her anything she didn't want to hear.
Right. And when she did, she'd throw a fit and go ballistic. And then for whatever reason, they'd let her back in.
Yeah.
So she hadn't. So I think in her mind,
I know somebody still has that mentality.
I think in her mind, she would walk away from that accident and she'd play the poor little.
Which she did do
Yeah.
that, but
And
I
the-
think that she enjoyed her injuries and everything because they gave her more sympathy.
And the reason I think that some more evidence on that part C, I guess, because I had Exhibit A, and which was the her dumb mind,
Yeah.
right? Exhibit B would be how the car hit
And
because
her seatbelt and
Right.
everything.
and then the next part would be her after the way she
Her behavior
behavior afterwards, because she went back to using that tragedy to gain more followers and more sympathy.
Oh yeah.
And she was right back just as soon as she was still in rehab trying to learn how to walk and stuff, still very noticeable limp.
Yeah.
And she was dressing in those outfits and doing her little things and flipping off the camera and shooting, smoking pot and everything, doing her influence stuff.
Yeah.
No remorse at all
No,
until
none.
she wanted it. Like you said, they had that one where she was sitting at the graveside
With his
with-
parents.
with Dominic's dad.
Yeah. And she's just
And they were
sobbing
doing
so
a-
loud.
They were doing a scribe thing, like they was talking to a spirit or some crap.
Yeah, he was doing that little dangly thing over some
And,
board or something. I don't know. Not a Ouija
says-
board thing.
He
but
says, "Do you have? Okay, Dom, are you here? Oh, look, I'm not moving it. It says yes. Whoa!" And then he goes,
uh-huh.
"Do you have a message you want to tell Mackenzie anything?" And it goes, "L O," and she goes,
And just
and it
at
goes-
V.
and then there's a long BS pause. V.
And she loses it.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
that
it's-
was.
Oh,
I
if-
think any normal person's gonna look at this and
Yeah.
think, Who is recording this? Why did you think that
Yeah.
like this should be recorded and posted? Like, because you
People
want attention.
they live attention in that drama.
God
And
forbid something ever happened to you or Catherine, because nobody's going to see me
mhm.
like at all. Like radio silence on all of my social media, everything. Like I'm just
Exactly.
no. Like I will have much bigger things to cope with
I know.
at this point.
And same thing here. If something happened to you guys, I mean, I'd be like a hermit. I'd be hanging out here. I mean, they closed Wesley's booby trap, so I might as well just stay at the house.
Oh,
I
y'all,
can't.
that is actually a real place here.
I mean, y'all are gone. Might as well just stay home now. But yeah, just watch the Crash.
Yeah.
It's Netflix only, right?
Yeah.
It's an original thing. So check it out. Go to YouTube. I'm sure you can find a bunch of clips on it. It's popular right now, so you can find that information.
All the information you want on it.
But that's kind of my thought process. Is right now she's got 15 years to life.
She's not eligible for parole
For
until what we say
2037.
2037.
And I don't think she's going to make parole. I don't think she's going to show enough remorse, and she's not going to get parole the first time. Maybe the second time, I don't know. But I think it's I'll be surprised if she got it.
If I were Dominic or Davian's parents, I'd be at that parole hearing and I'd show all the videos and everything of
Mhm.
her making such a big deal after the crash and everything and
Mhm.
doing all this for attention, and tell them this is like whatever you're seeing right now that she's doing. This is the work of an actress.
Yeah.
Like a fairly skilled actress. Like
Mhm.
she can cry on command. Like
Mhm.
she's going to make you feel like she's just devastated by all
that's
this.
another clip too. That if you watch it, she does this prison interview.
Oh God, it was so
And
cringe. Oh my God.
The prison interview by itself is bad enough when they're answering all these questions. But then they end the interview, right? Well, the cameras are still rolling. And her lawyer is present, but he's off to the side. You can't see him. And as soon as that reporter, the Netflix person,
The
that's
producer
interviewed,
probably.
as soon as they, okay, good, we're clear. She sets back, fixes her hair, looks over at her lawyer, says, "Did I say everything I was supposed to say? Did I hit all my points right? Did that look good?"
Like just no, that's exactly what you show a judge at a parole hearing. Like,
And then it's like
she's just doing everything off a script.
the realization that the cameras are still going. She goes like, because I just wanted to make sure that y'all knew I was sincerely sorry and all
Well,
this
you
kind
can
of
see
stuff.
that dawning realization on her face.
When the camera's still
I mean,
on,
it's
yeah.
it's unreal. Again, I was infuriated by that one. That was the night you were gone overnight. Because I was telling you, I was like, when you get parked, I was like, you need to
Yeah.
go watch this when you're settled in tonight.
I think I was down south, I think in Mobile or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. And then was telling the Tiny Tyrant about it. And so she watched it just,
Mhm.
yesterday, day before? And we
Yeah.
all talked about it. So that was a family event, basically.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's
very, very fascinating, especially into, I don't know, depraved human behavior. Because to me, that is depravity on her part. Like, I don't think she cares at all that those two boys are dead.
Mhm.
I don't
No.
think she's ever cared.
No, I don't think so either.
Dom was just there because he was loaded. He had all that money. He was buying her all the like fancy label things, all that kind of stuff. There are videos of that they use in the documentary of like him just randomly showering her with all these like high end label gifts and stuff like that. I think that's what she loved about him the most.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what she wants to.
So I don't know. It was infuriating to me. Like, I'm so glad our child at this age, the same age as she was then, is not like this.
No, she's got a good head on her shoulders. She's a better kid than I was.
Oh, you were the same though, remember?
Yeah, she's just even better. So, breaking news on X and all this stuff earlier. I'm sure you guys have been watching it. 30 gunshots was fired at the White House earlier, towards the White House. The White House shooter, now this is being reported on X. This is all I've looked up so far, multiple places. Says that the shooter has been identified as 21-year-old Nasir Best. Nasire Best. He had previously attempted to infiltrate the White House multiple times for the United States Secret Service reports. But he has been put down, and today after firing,
Was it self-inflicted?
no, he was
Oh, okay.
firing towards the White House,
Secret Service got him.
and that's what I got
Okay.
was that they returned fire. So,
Okay.
and
Because
here's
usually
this,
stuff like that, they'll take themselves out.
and here's
but-
something else that was posted. Over 30 gunshots fired today, right? In 2026, shots fired at the White House. In 2025, shots fired at the White House. 21 to 20, let's see, 2020, shots fired at the White House. 2018, shots fired at the White House. 2016, shots fired at the White House. 2021 to 2024, no shots fired at the White House.
Hmm.
I wonder what was the difference between 21
exactly.
and 24.
Those dates are suspicious, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
And the left is the party of peace and unity and tolerance and
How do-
inclusion. And
How do we feel about Nick Sorter?
he's been pretty solid.
He was
He's the one that's exposed the Somalian fraud and everything.
Okay. He's posting that the suspect who opened fire at the White House has died, which we knew that.
Mhm.
President Trump was at the White House, but is completely unaffected. They were told what was going on,
I mean, the dude probably couldn't get close enough to
and
actually
they were
do-
made aware of it. And of course, they did pause for all that, but now they're
Of
back to
course,
work.
yeah, I
and
think they did
continue
go
to
on
do their thing,
lockdown. So,
Yep.
yeah.
But there's videos out of reporters on the lawns all around the White House hearing the gunshots going
Oh.
on and either taking cover,
Cover,
or running and all this kind of stuff. So, I mean, it was because there's an Iran update on the Iran peace deal or a ceasefire. So Trump was at the White House giving a speech. Vance was there. I mean, all the top
Yeah.
dogs basically was there
Right.
giving the speech when the guy started opening fire. So they had all these reporters outside with the White
Mhm.
House behind them doing their
Little spiel,
and then you
yeah.
can hear the gunshots in the background. They're turning off. What is that? Some of them's hitting the ground. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Okay, so they were talking about what, another ceasefire in Iran?
yeah, there's
How many
there's
hours
come
do you
up
think
another
that one's
deal.
going to last?
Oh, it won't last hardly at all. We know that.
I was about to say, they're the ones that violated every
Mhm.
single time.
Yeah,
So
every
that's why I
time.
said, how many, not days, how many hours do you
This-
think that they'll
They
actually...
have a 48-hour, 48. From what I heard, they have a 48-hour deal or deadline to set the terms to
Yeah.
keep the Strait of Hormuz open,
Yeah.
to deplete or get rid of any or turn over any kind of uranium that they have, all this kind of stuff.
Right.
Basically, the same thing that they always come up with,
Always, yeah.
and they're not
And then-
going to uphold it,
Eventually, at
so.
some point, we have to realize that the definition of insanity here and stop repeating this process
Mhm.
over and over and over. Like I think most people like us are just sick of it at this point.
Well, we try not to get political on here.
Yeah.
We do true crime and all that kind of stuff, and it always turns out being political when it comes to shootings, mass shootings and stuff, because one
Especially
party's
here
doing
lately.
it.
Yeah.
Because 99% of it's one party, so it does wind up being political.
Yeah.
But again, that's if you want politics, go to klrnradio.com. You will find a plethora of shows.
Oh, and Rick does like his daily one and all that kind of stuff about news of the day. So,
What's the name of
the Rick Robinson
it?
show.
Okay, that's what I was
Yeah.
getting at. Rowdy Rick Robinson's got one on KLRN Radio Monday through Friday. Great show, middle of the day. I think it starts at 11. Well, I'm not going to say when. Go klrnradio.com. You'll see it. Adjust for your time zone, and then
Right.
find it. If you want your politics, there's a plethora of political podcasts on
I say,
klrn.com.
us and Rick, we're in God's time zone. So,
We're in Central Time Zone, on the cusp of it.
yeah.
And but yeah, we already kind of talked about Bump Stock Baker. First, let's get the easy one out. I'm Bump Stock Ken. I help run the Front Porch Forensics, which is FP_Forensics on X.
You
You
did
have
make
Front Porch Forensics on YouTube. You have Front Porch Forensics on Facebook. You have Front Porch Forensics on Instagram. You have Front Porch Forensics on TikTok. We don't do a lot of TikTok here yet because I'm still learning the rules of it.
yeah, we got to figure that out.
So I kind of run all that kind of stuff. And I'm at Bump Stock Ken on X, and I'm rarely on there. So
yeah. But say you
now-
share a lot of the KLR and stuff, but
we run. We already talked about Bump Stock Baker, so I'm going to turn it over to you so you can tell about what you do.
I am very vocal. I'm on X all the time, but I'm Bump Stock Barbie, and that's how it's easy to remember us because it's Bump Stock Barbie and Bump Stock Ken. So that's my main page. I have a page for, I don't know if they can see all the different plants. Our house looks like we're losing a game of Jumanji here because I'm a crazy plant lady.
A little bit. There's a little bit on it.
But that's Bump Stock Botany.
You should do a Bump Stock Botany live and just film all your plants and put it
I
on
say
there.
just go show all my
Make you
different.
like a pinned post or whatever with all your plants.
I think on that one I do have an old picture where I took a bunch of pictures around the house. They're just still shots, but yeah, I have that there. But
that's your Bump Stock Botany. And people say that you can make a stick bloom.
oh, I did though.
And you did.
That was my friend Jenny. I got a manger plant from one of your cousins, or niece. Well, I call her niece, but I think she's your cousin. But she's younger, so I say niece.
Yeah.
But got a manger plant that literally was like just the stalk and like one leaf on it. And I'll have to post a picture later because now that thing has grown. And Jenny, I was talking about, like, never used to have a green thumb, and she said, "Girl, you made a stick grow."
Yeah. And we have a avocado tree.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to see if I could make it grow, so I kept the avocado pit when I made
And
the
it's
Southwest Shrimp Tacos one day last
It's
year.
getting
and-
so tall we had to move it outside.
yeah, it's taller than I am now. I don't know if it'll ever produce, but again, I just wanted to see if I could do it,
Mhm. Yeah.
and apparently I could.
You got a green thumb for sure. And
Never used to.
there
so I
is
don't know
a
what
lot
changed.
of what are those predatory plants?
Yeah, the carnivorous plants.
Carnivorous plants. Yeah, we got a few of those. Too.
I've got 4 of them. I have 2 pitcher plants. I have a butterwort, and I have a Venus flytrap.
But that is on X. That is
Bump Stock
Bump-
Botany.
Bump Stock Botany.
Yeah.
So go check that out. You'd see what she's talking about there.
I do have Bump Stock Stitcher for cross stitching, but I hadn't had like any time to do that. So.
Yeah, the cross stitching. That's just something you do for fun and to relax. And honestly, you not had enough time to do that
Not
for a
at
while.
all. No.
But you can go look at that. There's some Bump Stock.
We're making a whole brand out of it,
The Bump
basically.
Stock Stitcher. So
Yeah.
yeah, she's built this Bump Stock brand pretty well.
Probably, I think it was 2019 that troll gave me that nickname.
And that's why I'm trying to do with the Front Porch brand, the Front Porch Forensics. Obviously, I am going to go ahead and do the Front Porch Sphere one just for fun. But again, that'll just be hit or miss when you're out of town or we can't do anything.
Yeah.
But anyways, you can find all of our Front Porch Forensics episodes on podcast players, Spreaker, the Spreaker app, Spreaker.
Like speaker, just add an
And
R there.
Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, everywhere that you can listen to podcasts, there we are. I think there's about 40 something.
I say most of those won't have like the video like this attached
No,
to it.
they won't
but
have video.
You do try to upload to YouTube.
They don't have video on the podcast players.
Yeah.
But you can find them. There's like 40 something episodes out there. You go far enough back, you'll see that the name used to be something else.
Talk
but
Murder to me is what it
used
was.
to be something else, but there's another podcast out there that has the same name that's already established. So we changed the name to Front Porch Forensics. But if you search Front Porch Forensics, it will still show you those early episodes as well.
Right.
So go listen, give us some 5-star reviews. That helps us grow. And again, go to klrnradio.com for all your other shows. We're on there as well. Front Porch Forensics YouTube. You can go there and see the videos. if you want to see our pretty faces, and that's the YouTube channel. And there's a Front Porch Friends. It's Facebook as well that I've got going now
I tell
too.
you,
So.
you're a hubby, you're a producer, you're the pretty face. I'm just the research.
But that's all. I think we've covered everything we wanted to do. It's 8:50 now, so that's
Yeah.
a decent time frame.
So we didn't even know if we go a full 2 hours. So
We're just sitting around talking,
which is normally how we do. I mean, this is a very informal show, so
we got
it's basically y'all. If it wasn't so muggy and rainy here lately, we'd all be out on the front porch. But it's y'all's way of being on the front porch with us without actually being on our front porch.
this was filmed Saturday before Memorial Day, so keep that in mind on Memorial Day for those who paid the highest price, so we
Yeah.
can get out here and do this and run our mouths and have folks agree or disagree. That's
Right.
the beauty of it. Is that, hey guys, we can disagree and still not hate each other. I wish everybody could believe that.
Now, people have
But-
forgotten that, and a lot of, mainly on the left, they don't want to like people that they disagree with.
Yeah.
You have to other these people in order to hate them the way that they do, and
Mhm.
we've seen like the shootings recently and stuff. So
Well,
that's the result of that.
when anybody who disagrees with you is a Nazi, then yeah.
And you say like the only good Nazi is a dead Nazi. Where do y'all think this is gonna end? You know?
Yep. But anyways, y'all try to love each other a little better. We are all on this same rock, spinning around at the same speed, trying to live our same lives, or our individual lives. They don't need for all the hate. They don't
Yeah.
need for all. We can disagree. That's fine.
Me and you don't even agree on everything.
Yes, we do. But anyways, I'm Bumpstock Ken,
I am Bumpstock Barbie.
and we are going to call it for the evening. And
Yeah,
I hope that everybody has a great rest of their weekend. And
Y'all
hopefully next Saturday we'll be back. But until then,
Yeah, I don't think we have anything going on next Saturday, so tentatively plan to join us again.
yep.
And in the meantime, y'all don't do anything that's going to land you on an episode of our show.
We'll see y'all later. We will. Oh, I don't have no music queued up. We'll see y'all later. Y'all be safe, be good. And as Bumpstock Barbie said, I'll let her say it again.
Yeah, y'all behave so you don't land yourself on an episode of Front Porch Forensics.